our chair for the first panel is Ambassador Mbuende. Is the current chair of the ACP group of ambassadors, and is also is ambassador of Namibia to the EU, but of course to Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. So to tell you that the chairs and ambassadors we have today are interested at the policy level to make sure that this benefits the ACP group at the policy and the field part, including the farmers. You will see that they also have a background which will, help to understand this area. Ambassador Mbuende was previously the Namibia permanent representative to the UN in New York, but he has also served as executive secretary of the SADC. He has served in Namibian Parliament, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Water and Rural Development, as well as an impressive research and professor in University of Lund in Sweden, as well in Denmark and in various organizations in South Africa. So thank you very much, because we need all of this, to bring together the different dimensions of this topic. I'm sure that the speakers we have, which are many today, but it's important we reflect all the views and we try to see what is best for us, will help you to keep with the time. And thank you very much again to you and the ambassadors who are in the room. I see Ambassador of Kenya in front of me, as well, of course, as our chair of panel 2, Ambassador of Jamaica, and many others who can be here. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Ambassador.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to chair this session, but also to learn about this new and revolutionary technology. I've always been intrigued by the application of science and technology to industry, being a student of economic history, and in particular industrialization, and where particularly Germany was known for deliberate efforts of applying science and technology to industry. And therefore, whenever there are new innovations in technology, then one is always keen to see how those can be applied. But before I give the floor to the 4 speakers who are going to unpack this topic for us, let me just thank CTA for the opportunity, but also for the good work you have been doing over the years in sharing new innovations with us here and also with our farmers. And in fact, your role as a catalyst for development and transformation of our agriculture is significant, and I hope that you get the necessary resources to continue to do this and expand to all ACP countries. For a number of ACP countries, agriculture is a very important sector. Maybe not in terms of its contribution to the economy, but particularly contribution to employment. A lot of people, I can say 60% or even more in some countries, depend directly or indirectly on agriculture. Therefore, the blockchain technology in support of the agro-food sector is important. It will have impact not only in terms of production, but also ultimately on the life of the majority of the people of our countries. Now, when I look at this topic and some of the papers, I found it very interesting. The question of traceability, for example. We export beef to the EU, and what makes our beef unique is because it's naturally grown. My colleague Theo de Acher here from South Africa, he knows about what we call the Karoo lamb. It's a mutton, but very soft because of the vegetation in that particular area. And you can't compare it to anything else. And a lot of people may want to sell their lamb as Karoo lamb, but it cannot be Hence, the question of traceability is important. And we can go on and give those examples. What does it mean? It means that we will become more competitive in global market if our unique products that have an edge over the others because of our natural environment can enter this market on a competitive basis. And that, of course, will have implication on pricing and so forth. So I'm not really supposed to make any statement, but to introduce the speakers, even though I can't just hide my excitement about the topic and what it could mean for developing countries, ACP countries, and as ambassador of Namibia, and for Namibia and Southern Africa. I think the applications are so enormous, and I hope that we are going to continue this dialogue with the CTA, with the support from the EU Commission and others to see how we can really take advantage of this new technology so that we can leapfrog. I think it's an opportunity, and we should take full advantage of that. Now, our first speaker this morning is Misha Tripoli. He's an economist in the Trade and Markets Division of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Prior to joining the Trade and Markets Division, he worked in FAO Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia in Hungary, and as an economist in the United Nations World Food Program. His areas of interest include trade and investment in agriculture, innovation and technology in agriculture, international trade policy, trade facilitation, export promotion, and value chain development. His academic background is in development economics and environmental studies, and he holds both master's and bachelor's degrees from Clark University in Massachusetts, US. Mr. Clark, you have the floor.